I'd like to welcome you all to a big first, because this is the first time, this is a boardroom, the National Boardroom, where our executive committee meetings are held, and very importantly, it's the first time we're having a luncheon of this size and this prestige in this room. And it really is a fitting first, because Jerry is one of the people I could really say first, people who came to us and said, I want to give you money. He doesn't wait for me to come to them. So you were really one of the first that way too, Jerry. We've had a long acquaintance, and it's a long distance, don't worry. Simona. A long distance love affair, don't worry. And I'm really delighted that for the first, this is really and truly for us a very special occasion. I would like to introduce to you, I'm an ex, I'm now chairman of a medical organization, and I'd love to introduce to you the current national president of Hadassah, Carmela Kamilson.
Feeling, it was almost like a Seder. I was going to decide who's going to be running this event, but when I saw the bread, I knew that this was reality. I want to extend my warm welcome to each of you. We are really very pleased and very honored and very touched that you've chosen this way to honor your aunt. It is we say in life to choose life, and to be able to reaffirm life, and to do it in such a meaningful way, and to do it in a way that's very close to Mrs. Greif. As I know, you see the 3-generation life membership pin that she's wearing, which means it's a significant thing from generation to generation. And that's really our strength. I really want to make a toast. I want to make that toast. It's a wonderful Hebrew word, l'chaim. It's to life. My first job at National was Hebrew Studies Chairman. So let me just tell you what the word l'chaim really means. It's not a singular word, it's a plural word. We say l'chaim tovim, a good life. Because one can't have a good life or a full life or a meaningful life unless you're really involved with others, touching others. And so, to you, Aunt Jean, if I may call you this, because I know that this is your relationship. We wish you for the 120 years of good life. We thank your family for honoring you in this very meaningful way. And we wish for all of good health, and may you continue to be part of Hadassah for many years to come. L'chaim. Thank you so much.
Now, just before you eat, I want to tell you that there is a singular event taking place right after this, and that is in the second floor boardroom, which is the bestowing of the Rivolo Award upon the author of the
book called Loving Kindness.
The book called Loving Kindness. It's a very lovely occasion, and I think that you will enjoy joining us. So this is a double, we've got double benefit from being at Hadassah House today. So as soon as this is over, I would like us all to go down who have the time so that you can attend that event also. So now, would you make, Emil, are you making the motion?
Ruth, I want you just to read this one thing. This is Charlotte Gates, who's unable to be here.
Oh, I'd love to.
President of the Bronx chapter.
What's that? Yes. Jean, Jerry. One second. Charlotte Jacobson, who you know is from your area and who knows you very well, could not be here today. So she sent this note. And she says, I very much regret that I'm unable to be present when you are paying such a beautiful tribute, she wrote this to you, to your Aunt Jean Greif. I know how proud your mother would be of this meaningful gesture. You are truly a noble son of a great woman, and I wish you long years of fruitful activity in the service of our people. Sincerely, Charlotte Jacobson. And now there's something like... Amen. Bon appetit, everybody. I don't know why I said it in French. Zvika Stern, who is here with us now on a semi-sabbatical. He's the director of Ein Kerem, the whole hospital, and I thought it would be nice for you to get to know him. Certainly nice for him to see us all in action. Who else? Carmela, you've met. Blanche Schukow, who is the, I don't know your new title, Blanche. But I must say that this whole thing would not have come
Liaison
about.
to Jerry Chase.
This whole thing would not have come about without her. She did this whole thing, and I think she deserves a round of applause. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jeannie. Happy birthday to you. And many more.
Thank you. I wish, please God, Hadassah should grow in lots of good luck, and may you continue and have lots of success and do all the things for our beloved Israel like you always do. And I should see it.
Jerry, help us.
Pass the back. Not to turn it on, Harriet.
So I think you've met everybody.
Now press the
No,
button.
you met the
Now wait
whole,
until the lights
you met the whole Hadassah family.
Everything was like a real photo. It's a photo session, like Dukakis and Bush House, right?
Photo opportunity.
Photo opportunity. Dukakis and Bush would be jealous of this, right?
I want to mention cake and serving. So that everybody doesn't feel rushed and everybody feels that they can say what they have to say. Because I know whatever they have to say is coming from the heart. From my heart, I want to say to Jerry, I wish there were many more like you, Jerry. And, of course, Simona, of course. I'm sorry, Simona, that I left you out, but not intentionally. We've been talking about the work she does. She's been talking about the work she does for you, J.A., and I'm trying to persuade her that she can do it for Hadassah, too. I would like to call on two people who have known Jean for many, many years, and they want to go down memory lane. Lee Shalansky, would you please begin?
Honored guests, Jerry and Simone, and my Jeannie. I have to tell you, I know Jeannie for about 50-odd years. And when I was a young married woman with two small children, a cousin of ours met me on the street and said, Lee, have you got $5? So I thought she ran short shopping food. And I said, sure. And I gave her $5. She says, you're a Hadassah member, is that right? And I said to her, oh my God, Rosie, I can't be a Hadassah member. I have two small children. Knowing you, you'll do it. Then I came to the second meeting of our Hadassah group at the time, and Jeannie said, oh, I'm so glad you got her. And Jeannie had two words for me, don't worry. Don't worry. And Jean was our treasurer for 42 years. And before donor checking, when we had to meet our quota, I would die, and I would call up Jeannie and say, Jeannie, we'll never meet the quota. She says, Lee, don't worry. Jerry knows at that time we had David and Rose Chasey, Jerry's father and mother. And when I'd stand at the front of the room and I only took in $225, so I'd cry, so his father in the back would say, vanished. I says, Dave, what do you want to make it? I says, make it 300. It would be 300. Then I'd go home, and of course my treasurer wouldn't give you a nickel. So she had to say, where do you want the $300? Where does it go? So forth and so on. But Jean, we still won't make our quota. I tell you, don't worry. We never had to worry because Jeannie said, don't worry. And we made our quota. And then Jean comes and tells me that she's moving to Florida. You think these gray hairs are because I'm old? No. Jeannie moved to Florida, and I said to her, Jean, what's going to be now? She says, listen to me. Don't worry. You lead New York, and I'm going to lead you from Florida. And now, Jeannie, we're not meeting our quota. it's time to talk to Jerry and Simona. So, a letter is written, and I cry. Do I have to give 2 tears or 1 tear? Before I know it, we get a check and we meet our cry. And that's how Jeannie and Jerry and Simone made my life as a president of Hadassah for, I think, the 70th time, so very, very happy. And to this very day, I know that Jeannie is my liaison from Florida, and I get everything I need. All I have to do is call Jeannie, and then she says, yeah, it's bad. It's very bad. We're nothing near it. She says, don't worry. And when she says, don't worry, it's beautiful. We get the money. Thank God, Simone and Jerry live forever and forever and forever. And let me cry. And you send me the checkbook. And to Jeannie, many, many more happy birthdays. Matters from your children, and up only Hadassah in mind. When I call you, say to me, don't worry, and get in touch with Jerry immediately. I have a certificate for you from our chapter, from the Bethlehem chapter.
Still the only Hadassah. I don't belong anywhere.
God will, never, God forbid. And a little something for you from me. And also, I want you to know that with Jeannie, you don't get away cheap. You don't get away cheap. I have to have a gold page in our journal. And I don't have to tell you how expensive a gold page is, but I have to have it. And
Don't worry.
one,
That's
you all can read. Liz Claiborne, and right in back of the gold page in memory of Rose and Dave Chase. I should have brought in there, right? This is a party, Jeannie. We're going to have to do our work later. Don't worry, we're going to get it. Here it is. I'm showing it to him. And this is all for you. Stay well, all of you. I hope to God you make another party, Jenny, so I can see everybody. That's the only time I see you. I love you all. Stay well.
Thank you.
Special feeling for Jean. I was a new member of Hadassah in 1947 when Dorothy Gatano, who was the Bronx chapter president, came to my chapter, my group, and went to Jean Greif and said to Jean, listen Jean, you're such a wonderful member of the sisterhood. Why don't we have a Hadassah group here? And Jean said, all right, I'll try to start one. And she started. And she started in the East Bronx, and I was in the West Bronx, and I became one of the backbone of the Stephen S. Wise chapter. So we worked together in the chapter for many, many years. And Jean, who was the treasurer, when she would come in to check, we were there when I was already working in the big chapter. And of course, her records were absolutely extraordinary, because Jean keeps everything just right. But then we became a region. And I was the second president of the Bronx region of Hadassah. And unfortunately, Dave Chazen and Rose Chazen passed away. And Jerry wanted in some way to honor his parents. And he said that he would like to do something with trees for Jewish National Fund. And he didn't consult with us very much, but he came right up to National. And fortunately for us, National was on vacation for the most part. And he could not find the Jewish National Fund chairman. And Blanche Shukow was around. And Blanche began to talk Hadassah Medical Organization and the hospital and our building program. And I was the first president of the region who had the, more than years, I can't even explain to you, to be able to announce that a $100,000 gift had been made in memory of a wonderful, wonderful philanthropic chase by their son, Jerry. was wonderful for us. We became strong because of it, because we could do a good fundraising job. And Jerry, I see that you have honored Jean in 3 sections of our medical work. And we thank you for not only assuming responsibility for the health of our people, but for doing it in a manner where the rocks will get some of the credit. We thank you. We wish you, Angie, to 120. And hope that we will be able to celebrate it in this manner. Then, thank you.
For the benefit of my Hadassah colleagues, I want to tell you that Simona told me that Jean is to Jerry just like another mother.
True.
And that I thought I would like to share the reason why he loves you so much and considers it, and why he did it. Because to you, he considers you in the same way that he thought of his mother, because you've been together, been with him through all of his lifetime. Now I'm pleased to call upon Blanche, who has something very special to say.
You know, when I said I was liaison to Sharon Chasen, I wasn't really kidding, but last week I made the mistake of taking Monday off and came in Tuesday morning to find a message. Call Mr. Chasen, urgent, immediate, you know, underline, exclamation point. And then I called, he told me that Angie was going to be 90 and that he wanted to do something in her honor. And we started talking about what to do. And I suggested that he make her a founder in Hadassah.
Thank you.
That is a very special category. Our most distinguished donors and friends of Hadassah form that category. And their names are inscribed on one of 3 walls in one of our hospital buildings in Jerusalem. And we talked about the cost of that, and I'm losing my hearing, and I think I should retire because I didn't hear the number he had in mind, or maybe he didn't say it. He did admit he may not have told me. And so I suggested that he put her name on one of those 3 walls. And then, with the miracle of the fax machine, I sent the suggested wording of the certificate to his office and asked his secretary to please have him select the way he wanted the inscription. And when it came to the end where we named the hospital, and I said to her, well, which one did he pick? The A, B, or C? She said, all of them. So I said, it's $15,000 in inscription. Does he realize that it's $45,000 to put her name on 3 walls? So she said, one moment, and Jerry got on the phone. And he said, don't I get that for $100,000? That was a new $100,000. And so, Jean, you see behind you are 2 more certificates. In every one of Hadassah's medical facilities in Jerusalem, your name will be inscribed in one hospital in marble, in another hospital in golden letters, and in a 3rd hospital in a beautiful brick wall. And each of them will name you as a founder in Hadassah. The symbol of our founders is the beautiful Chagall stained glass windows of the 12 tribes. And so we have taken 3 certificates. You'll have to have an interior decorator come down to Florida. And this says, with gratitude for our founder's gift in honor of Jean Greif on the occasion of her 90th birthday, given by her devoted niece and nephew.
She won't say a lot. She can't say a lot.
And we are thrilled to present these to you, each with a different hospital.
That's right. She can't hang it up. She can't hang it up. She wouldn't do it. 90.
I'll change it, Jean. Don't worry. I know how to do it. Turn around.
She's only 80.
Good. Mr. Chasen. Great. Okay, good. One more. Great. Jim, would you settle lady?
Thank you, ladies. But there was a nice young man, Uncle Fanny.
I can feel right away.
See ya.
I gotta take care of
Doing break dancing this morning? Somebody has tea? That's the way you want it.
To Jerry and Simona, the generosity. I don't think there are enough adjectives in the dictionary to describe the kind of generous giving they have exhibited through the years. The two gifts we mentioned aren't the only, there have been others, and of course all this subliminal giving in the Bronx that we don't even know about in this building.
Of course you know about it.
Eventually.
And we do thank you both, Simona, Jerry, for always thinking of Hadassah when something wonderful happens in your family and other things happen. And we're grateful for your friendship.
Simona, it says on the program, remarks Jerry Chasen, but would you like to say something, Simona?
I sure would.
My pleasure.
When I first came into Jerry's family, and I would stay overnight because I came from New Jersey, and I would visit him in the Bronx. This was before we were married. I would stay at Aunt Jean's house because that's where they had the extra bedroom. And we discovered that we both drank endless cups of coffee and stayed up all night talking. And it was an instant love affair, and it still is for all these years. And when her children don't behave, she tells them, if you don't behave, I'm going to Simona. As everybody here who is related or knows Jeannie in any way, there is no other. You know, she is an original. She has never lost her wit, her charm, her wicked sense of humor, or her generous and warm heart. And we love her like crazy. And just behave yourself.
It's not easy.
And I know that Jerry wants to say a few words.
Well, Jeannie is, as Ruth pointed out before, not Aunt Jeannie, but Jeannie, my other mother. And she always was my other mother. I always had her to go to, and I couldn't get started with my own mother, with Rosie, when I was in trouble. That's right. And Rhoda and Edith were my sisters, my cousins. We were one family, and we still are. And it's just a wonderful feeling that I think being able to do things is, to me anyway, just wonderful. I feel I've been very fortunate in many ways, most fortunate in terms of the family and upbringing that I got, the example that my parents set for me. I've been fortunate financially, and being able to do something about that gives me much greater pleasure and much greater satisfaction, I think, than even the people that are the beneficiaries of it. So I'm very pleased, and my partner, my wife, has been terrific and supportive, and not only supportive, but instrumental in many of the things that we do in the family, and in sharing in the same family with me. So I told Jeannie the other night, she says, why are all these things happening to me? And I said, one reason is you stuck around.
That's exactly
Which is pretty good. And we wanted to stick around for a long time to come.
I want to tell everyone something they may not know. The Chasen family established a family trust or foundation a few years ago, and check number 1 from that account came to Hadassah. Yes, very special. It was a special day here when it came.
I always tell everybody, you know, I go out, make a lot of speeches, and I go out and I tell people to give money. And I always say there's no satisfaction quite like the satisfaction of giving. There's no special joy that comes to a person than with the joy of being able to give and of doing it. And Jerry, you just said the same thing. And I'm glad you corroborated it, because for me it is really special. Jeannie, today you're on the receiving end. So now we'd like to hear from you.
Oh, I can't just made a list.
But you've given a lifetime of service, a lifetime of
If
devotion.
George Place can read it,
She made a little list.
Oh, you said that. Oh, she did. Oh, she can make she's getting
she's getting voted on if you want it.
Of course.
Change her glasses.
Oh, my glasses, right. I oversee children.
Don't we all?
Families do it.
Until we get bifocals, that's what we all do.
I can see very well with those, but I can't read 2 words with them, so. Let's see what I can read it.
The long list.
No. Oh, can I sit down? It's all right. Sure. Okay, well, I'm very touched by this honor bestowed on me today. I worked very hard for Hadassah, but that you already said, and you know. And now, after all these years, I'm getting all that recognition, which is marvelous. It's just wonderful being here and hear everybody talk like that. So it takes my breath away with 2 days, and you have to look here. I just can't talk. I'm very grateful to Simona and Jerry for making this dream come true. They have always been like children to me, and I have always checked knockers from their hearts of gold. I hope and pray they will be able to continue their charitable deeds for many, many years. Thank you all, but there's one thing I just remember that I must say. Jerry would have never met Simona if not for me. Jerry was going to City College, and his father thought it was fine. He could go there. But Jerry didn't want City College. Jerry only wanted to go to Wisconsin. Somehow or other, this is where he met us. So I had to fight tooth and nail to make sure that his parents would let go. They just didn't. That's God's honest truth. They didn't want to let go that Jerry should go to Wisconsin. He should say City College, any college in New York, and he wanted to go to Arizona. So thank God he went to Wisconsin, and that's where he met Simona, and then he brought it back to us. So that I have to say, I didn't have to write it down.
And Jeannie, Jerry, and Simona, standing ovation.
Yes.
And on all of us, I wish all of us that when we reach our 90th birthday, we should be exactly like Jeannie.
I would like to say on behalf of the children that what's been good for Jeannie and is good for the Hadassah has been good for us all these many years, because we've always loved Jerry and Simona. They are like sisters and brothers, plus we have the added enjoyment of sheer pleasure all the time. So we're grateful to them too.
I'd like to say something too, as a sugar coming up. I didn't have much family until I got into this family. And Jeannie, I understand, was
This is my nephew.
structure in the family.
A general.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Does anyone else want to add their
Very emotional time for me. It's very difficult for me to speak. But needless to say, we're very proud of Jeannie. We've always been. But particularly, I'm speaking today to Simona and Jerry. That we're happy that he brought her into the family. And we love her very dearly, and thank you.
Thank you.
May I just take take a moment?
Don't cry.
When I had the good fortune of marrying Rhoda, Jeannie made me a promise. She said something about Kest. I don't know what Kest was, but it's apparently what the bride has to give the husband. And she said it was worth 7 years of something. Now, I never knew where this Kest was coming from, but I finally realized that when she said that she was treasurer. Now I know how my rent was paid.
That's how you were fed.
The other thing I wanted to say was, in science, there's a process known as osmosis. It's the process by which things travel through a membrane. It's like sucks it in. Well, in this family, it's the goodness, caring, and love. But as much as you get from the parents, you get more from the kids. And every one of them that's come out of this family is like a bigger family and a tight family. And I think Hadassah is like that too. And we're all very happy that we were asked to be here today. And we love dearly, we love the Chazins, and we love Jean, I think. And we're very happy to be something.
Yes, would you like to?
May I say something?
Yes, sure. One moment first.
I feel very emotional at this moment, and I have a big mouth, and when it opens up, I just speak, but now I'm really dumbfounded. However, my story is just a little bit different. Dave's father and I served as presidents of the Sisterhood in Temple, Jerry's father. And Dave approached me one day, and he said, how would you like to start a Hadassah group? Jean knew about it because after the men's meeting, we used to meet Rose and Jean downtown and have coffee and cake. He said, how would you like to start a Hadassah group? I said, I would love it because I need a change. 18 years is a long time. And that's how it really started. And this is the change. Came to the meeting. He said, oh, what was a convention? And I'd like someone who was at the convention to come and speak to us. And they asked my cousin Ida Goldberg to come, but she had a very, very bad cold, and so they sent Mrs. Detenio, and she started it. And through the sisterhood, I became very, very close to the Chazins and to Jean, who today is my very dearest, dearest friend. I could tell you many stories about her, and I know that Jerry is following the footsteps of his father and his mother. And I am so proud. When you are a friend of anyone in the Chazin family, you become a family. And I've had the honor, and I deem it an honor, to be friends of this family. You're very dear to me, Jean, and I hope to see you in Florida, and we'll talk about Hadassah.
All right, one more minute. Would you like, you said 1 minute, then we have to adjourn.
I would like just to say that 18 years ago when I met my wonderful husband, I met a wonderful family. And in my life, I have never met a family Jean like this.
Well, all I can say, Jean.
One thing, because my Aunt Jean is so special to me. When I used to come and stay with her, she'd make me the same clothes she made Rhoda. I never knew better. And my biggest mistake was that Uncle Dave once said to me, he'll give me $10,000 if I marry Jerry. Better cousin than Simona and Jerry, and I love my Aunt Jean dearly, and I'm delighted to be here today.
Jerry, Simona, and Jean. I think on behalf of all of my colleagues around this table, I'd like to say thanks for letting us into your family. It really is a privilege and a pleasure to share this day with you. And I can't tell you how much it means to me to be able to have acted here as a master of ceremonies on this occasion, because our love affair, as I said, Simona, was for a few years, and may go on for many more years to come. And then I would like to invite all of you once again to come down to the Riverlow Award presentation. I think you will find it a very remarkable afternoon. I hope you enjoyed your lunch. And once again, we want to thank you, Blanche, for all the arrangements and for this above and beyond.
Thank you.
That's to my daughter. My daughter coming home from school, all three of them at 4 o'clock. I don't know. The book was so lovely to see. Thank you. For a half an hour, an hour.
You did very well. I want to tell you something. You think I'd like to tell you on my friend?